Imagine this scenario.
It is the end of the year. Your list of 2024 resolutions has been gathering dust for the past 12 months, and you realize that you haven't even moved an inch closer to achieving your goals.
The time has flown past you without you even realizing it, and now you feel miserable and disappointed in yourself. Now imagine this scenario. It is the end of the year and you have absolutely smashed every single one of your goals that you wrote down at the beginning. You're living a life that you love, you're happy and proud of yourself, and you can't wait to charge into the new year and make even more dreams come true. What if I told you that this is not just possible, but that by the end of this video you will have all the tools and knowledge in order to make every single dream on your list come true? Let me present to you the framework. Part 1. Definitions. The who, the what, and the when. The first thing you gotta do is define your goals. Having a list of vaguely defined goals without any specifics or context won't get you anywhere. The more specific you get while defining your goals, the more likely you are to actually follow through. To help you define your goals, here are the 3 main questions you have to ask yourself. What, who, and when? What am I trying to achieve? Getting specific about your goals provides you with clarity about what you want to achieve. When you have well-defined goals, you have a clear target to aim for, which reduces ambiguity and improves your focus. Take some time to think about your goals and write down the exact outcome that you desire. If there's any confusion present, keep asking yourself questions about your goals until you work out every specific detail. Let's say my goal is to eat more healthy this year. Okay, what does that mean? How do I define healthy food? Here, I write down what healthy food means to me, I gather all the resources I have on healthy food, I research anything that I don't know, and in the end, I have a clearly defined statement that describes my goal. So instead of saying a vague statement like, I want to eat more healthy food, I would say, I want to eat unprocessed whole foods 80% of the time, and some processed food 20% of the time. This sounds much better and gives me a much clearer picture of what I'm aiming for. When you define your goals like this, they are more measurable, allowing you to track your progress as you go, and they're more motivating because they're direct and concrete. When am I trying to achieve this goal? Goals can be achieved overnight, so it's very important to give yourself a time frame in which you plan to achieve each goal. Depending on how big your goal is, it might take you a month, 6 months, or a whole year. Whatever the time frame is, it is important that it exists, because it will force you to take consistent action and avoid procrastination. It also gives you urgency and accountability, both of which are lacking in open-ended goals. If we go back to my goal of eating healthy, let's say I give myself 6 months to accomplish it. By the end of June, I want 80% of my meals to be super healthy, consisting of unprocessed whole foods. Okay, to get to that point, I will have to start gradually. Let's say by first switching 10% of my meals for a couple of weeks, then 20% of my meals, and so on. Having a defined time frame gives you an overview of the journey you're about to start, and it prevents you from losing track of time. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill the time allotted for its completion. So if you give yourself forever to achieve a goal, that is exactly how long it will take. Who can help me achieve my goal? Chances are, what you're trying to achieve has already been achieved by someone else. There are lots of people around, both in the physical and the virtual world, who already have what you want. Knowing this can help you leverage their knowledge, learn from their mistakes, and gain the motivation you need to keep going. Figure out who already has what you want and follow them closely to learn what they know. If it's someone you know in real life, ask them for advice and guidance. If it's someone online, check out the resources they have that will teach you about reaching your goal. We live in the information era. People share their journeys through writing books, filming videos, recording podcasts, creating courses, writing articles, the list goes on and on. They give insights into their strategies and tactics. They talk about the challenges they faced and the mistakes they made. All of this is valuable information that can guide you along the way and help you avoid making the same mistakes they did. Let's look at my example. Let's say I have a friend who eats healthy. I would go up to them, ask them if they have specific recipes or shops they get healthy food from, ask them if they can help me out a bit, or I go online, find people who are experts in the topic like this guy or this guy, read their books, watch their content, absorb everything there is to know on the topic. Armed with this knowledge, I can feel more sure about my journey and more determined to keep going because I know that it's not just possible but also made easier through the knowledge of people who have already achieved it. Part 2. Plans. Now that you have all of your resources gathered, it's time to create a plan. A lot of people make the mistake of writing down a list of goals and never actually thinking about how they're gonna achieve those goals. The year goes by and the list of goals stays forgotten. The problem is, what you wrote down were not goals. Those were just wishes. Don't get trapped into the vicious cycle of getting excited to think about your goals, writing them down, forgetting about them because you had no plan to do them in the first place, and then feeling miserable when you realize you haven't achieved anything. To avoid making the same mistakes again, what you will do differently this time is break down your goals into sub-goals and actionable steps. Dividing your goals in smaller parts will prevent you from feeling overwhelmed and help you visualize the whole process in front of you. After you've written down the steps to each goal, take a look at them and figure out what habits you will need to acquire in order to take those steps. We all know that the quality of our life is highly dependent on our daily habits. So creating habits that will bring us closer to our goals is crucial if we want to achieve those goals. Once you have defined what habits you need to have, pull out your calendar and write down exactly what you will be doing and when you will be doing it. If your habits are not on your calendar, chances are you will forget about them and you will never do them. Having everything mapped out on your calendar will give you an overview of the week ahead of you and help you stay on track because all you'll have to do is focus on one task at a time. Back to my goal of eating healthy. Instead of racking my brains every time I need to eat, I will create a meal plan for myself and put together a list of all the groceries I will require. I will allocate a slot in my calendar every morning for grocery shopping and every night for cooking healthy food. That way, I will keep my fridge stocked with healthy food and I will create a habit of cooking every day so that I never have to worry about my meals. Alright, you've defined your goals, you've made your plans, you've started following them, but you run into an obstacle. It takes too much work to do all the things you planned out for yourself over and over again every day of the week. You wonder if there's any way that you could make things easier for you. The answer is systems. Building and maintaining new habits is hard. We would much rather resort back to our old habits, and those habits are not gonna help us achieve our goals. Here is where systems enter the game. Having a system helps you stay on track and equips you with the discipline you need in order to turn your dreams into reality. How to build systems? Step 1. Automate tasks. We live in the era of artificial intelligence, so automating tasks has never been easier. Let's look at my goal of eating healthy. Having to think about what ingredients I need every time I cook or even on a weekly basis is a recipe for disaster. I will very likely forget things or I will get pissed waiting in line at the grocery store. What I could do to make this easier is automate it. I could search for an app that does grocery deliveries, input my grocery shopping list and set up recurring orders on a weekly or monthly basis. That way I will always have my groceries delivered to my doorstep and preparing food will be easy peasy. No time and energy wasted in grocery stores and a guarantee of fresh produce in my kitchen. Couldn't be better. This is just an example, but you can apply automation to a variety of tasks. Think about your goal and see what steps keep repeating themselves and could be automated through an app or a service. The next step is batching similar tasks together. These are usually tasks that you can't automate because you have to do them yourself, so why not do more of them at once? For example, instead of cooking every day, I could set aside a few hours on a Sunday afternoon and make food for the week ahead. I could do this once or twice a week, depending on my preferences. That way, I won't have to spend time cooking and cleaning up every day. Once you get into the flow of a task, it is easier to keep going than to stop, do something else, and start all over again. If you don't believe me, believe the laws of physics. And the last step is designing our environment. Our environment has a very great impact on our behavior, so we should use it to our advantage. Setting up your surroundings in a way that makes working on your goals as easy as possible is going to remove all the unnecessary friction and help you tackle your goals with ease. The goal here is to design our environment in such a way that accomplishing our tasks is a no-brainer. For example, if I know that having junk food around the house is making me more likely to reach for it and fail at my goal of eating healthy, I would throw all the junk out and replace it with fruits, nuts, or other healthy snacks. Now, anytime I reach for a snack, instead of greasy chips, I will find a healthier alternative in that place. This will help me reinforce the habit of eating healthy, and soon enough it will become a routine. Bonus part. If you've watched up to here, thank you. You have proven that you're serious about achieving your goals and determined to make this year the best one yet. You deserve something extra. So here's the bonus part, which in my belief is the most important part, and without it, nothing I've said so far is worth anything. And that is your mindset. To be able to achieve each and every one of your goals, you will need to approach everything with the right mindset. The first thing you need to know is that you need to get comfortable with doing the same thing over and over again without seeing immediate results. As the famous proverb says, great things take time. You will be tested, your patience and character will take a hit, but you must persevere. Follow the path you've drawn for yourself for long enough and you will see results. The second thing you must know is that this is not gonna be easy. You will want to give up more than once, but you have to remember the beginning of this video. Let the scenario of you not achieving your goals imprint on your mind and drive you forwards. The next 12 months will pass anyway. You might as well spend them working towards your goals and end the year feeling proud of yourself. To help yourself on this journey, you will also need to learn to say no to distractions, especially when you're at the beginning and don't have discipline yet. If you notice that one slip up leads to more, it's better to stay rigorous until you build the habits and then start reintroducing balance. Another thing to keep in mind is that no one can do this for you. No one can live your life for you and no one can reach your goals for you. There is only one of you. You must keep going. I promise you that it will all be worth it. And the last and very important step is to learn to enjoy the process. One thing Ali Abdaal says that helps me a lot is, what would this look like if it were fun? Try asking yourself that question anytime you're struggling and you'll be amazed at how many creative things you come up with. The journey is more important than the destination, so let's make this one hell of a ride. And now you have it all. If you're serious about achieving your goals, leave a comment with a list of them. At the end of the year, come back to this video and reply to your own comment with your results. I can't wait to see how much you will accomplish. I believe in you, and I hope you do too. Don't let yourself down this year. You've got this. If you found this video valuable, subscribe to the channel and let's grow together.